All right, so having looked at this beautiful red, glossy red paintwork, it looks like it's just had red icing dripped all over it. It's a gorgeous looking machine. Let's see what it sounds like. Hello and welcome to Twist Grip Tales, and have we got a tale for you? Yes, this magnificent red machine, and the owner is none other than my cousin Stephen. Stephen, welcome to Twist Grip Tales.
Thanks very much, Bruce.
So how long have you owned this beautiful SV650s?
I don't know. I think it may be about 10 years now.
Okay, so Suzuki make it pretty good. This is a 90-degree V-twin. Yeah, tell me, what's it like to own this thing, to live with it?
Very easy to live with. No real vices on it. Easy on the fuel. Doesn't sort of wind up the suspension at all when you twist the grip hard or anything like that. It's a nice, easy to live with bike.
Yes. Now, technically, what we've got here is a machine that's a 650cc V-twin quad cam, and we've got a double-sided swing arm. We've got an aftermarket exhaust system on it, twin discs up front. It's water-cooled, and it's in a fantastic styling, the S. What makes the S the S?
It's basically just got the bikini fairing on the front. That was the thing that denoted the S model. Nothing more to that.
But doesn't it look gorgeous? You've got the pillion seat covered up with the cowling at the rear, which looks very sporty with this aerodynamic grab rail and tail light arrangement.
Yes, it's the bike for the person with no friends.
Well, a pillion upsets the balance of a bike anyway. If you go to the movies or shopping or something, a pillion's okay, but if you really want to ride a bike...
Yeah, get rid of the rear seat.
That's it. So it's about right. So these are a pretty light bike, and like I say, gorgeous styling. So the Suzuki 650 came out in about 1999, and it came out with an S series that's run right through as the sporty road bike, but not with this fairing, through till about 2016. And the engine is still available, but not in a road bike format.
As I know it, they've got the adventure bike now, but I'm not sure whether they have any other incarnations of this sort of bike for the road these days.
Yeah, I think they've missed out on this styling. This is a really good styling. I mean, this is very Ducati-esque in the way it's been put together. So how often do you do a tune-up on it? What do you actually got to do to actually keep this as a regular rider, and how do you use it?
Change the oil, lube the chain, and that's about it, really. That easy.
That's fantastic. So where do you take this bike? Is this a commuter, Stephen, or do you take it on road trips?
At the moment, it's a commuter to get to my parents. But usually we do a couple of trips a year around the Alpine regions of Victoria, through the hills there, and do a multi-day journeys then.
All right, so what's it like as a long-distance tourer?
It's a little hard on your bum with that. The suspension on the front has been changed from the original. It's got fork emulators in it, and it's got heavier springs in the front.
All right, so I see it's got adjustable widgets on the fork here. So is that spring preload, or are they just for good looks?
Just spring preload as far as that goes. But the springs inside there are rather heavy duty compared to the factory springs.
All right, so it's up the performance level for the forks. And has that changed? Did you before and after the change? Worthwhile making the change?
Yeah, when you heavy on the brakes on it, the front would just sort of disappear down. So basically a friend of mine used to race these, and he made a couple of recommendations, and that was one of them.
So that might be something you would consider if you've got one of these machines and want to make it work just a little bit better. So the twin discs, you got.
Well, there are other options that some people do on it, and rather than this thing sort of went through the cheap parts bin at Suzuki when they put on the front, and some people they'll graft on a GSX-R 750 or 600 front end. I'm not sure whether it's 750 or 650, or it'd be whether it's the same in fact. But yeah, some people GSX-R front end, and don't need to do any changes after that.
So the GSXR is a bit more racetrack orientated.
That's correct.
Yeah, so the frame's pretty good. It's an aluminium frame and it's got this huge steering bearings up the front here in the head stem. And so what's it like? It's a lean forward sort of bike. It doesn't worry you with your arms having to lean forward like that?
It's not really a lean forward type bike on it. It's probably midway between your cruising type sitting and a race type bike on it. So yeah, you can do relatively big distances on it and not feel too fatigued.
And the fairing helps a little bit with that?
Absolutely.
All right.
And with the bikini fairing, it makes it a little bit easier for access to the engine for checking anything that you may need to. Not that there's a great deal that goes wrong with them.
Yeah, they're a very well put together machine. You don't hear any bad reports about these machines at all. So they're just an easy bike to ride and live with, it seems.
That's correct.
All right, so having looked at this beautiful red, glossy red paintwork, it looks like it's just had red icing dripped all over it. It's a gorgeous looking machine. Let's see what it sounds like. And sounding very fruity indeed with the aftermarket exhaust. And it's low kilometres. It's only done, 11? You got it when it had about 12,000 kilometres on it?
It had 1,200 kilometres on it, and I was the third owner.
Third owner at 1,200 kilometres. What, didn't they like the colour?
It was a lady who owned it, and she got pregnant and stopped riding it, so she sold it to her mate, who got pregnant and sold it to me.
You haven't got pregnant, have you?
No, I could perhaps hire it out for services.
There you go. Well, we've broken that myth right away, so that's great. Let's see what... And what a magnificent sounding machine that is, Stephen. So proud owner for 10 years. And how many kilometres you got on the clock now? About 11, 12,000?
Need to take a look.
We need to take a look because it's all electronic here as it zeroes out and comes back and says
30,000.
30,000 kilometres. It's barely run in. Fantastic. So the beautiful 2006 model, which would make it Series 2, the SV650s by Suzuki. Fantastic looking machine, easy to live with and sounding very fruity. Thank you, Stephen.
You're welcome. Good.
Happy riding. We're going to have a look at one of Stephen's other machines later on, so stay tuned. It's not as fast as this one, but it's got a whole lot of character. So thanks for watching Twist Grip Tales. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. If you own one, let us know what you think about owning yours and living with it. Magnificent. Oh, okay. Hang on to that for a second. And doesn't this just go so fast standing still? It's a 100 mile an hour machine any day of the week. And looking good.